Warning! This podcast contains spoilers.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Gotham podcast for Season 4, Episode 1, Pax Penguina, which I believe is French for refrigerator. I'm your host, John. With me, I got Nikki. You can't prove me wrong.
I'm not going to try, because I think that's retarded, so I don't even want to waste my time doing that.
I mean, I'm sure it's actually Latin for something.
Okay.
Whatever. I don't know what it means. But here we are. We're back, finally. It felt like forever. The show went, on, then off, then on, and then off, and then on last season. So hopefully we get a little smoother ride.
Last season there was a lot of, week breaks, just randomly.
Yeah. So, I think this was a really good start to the show. I think probably one of the best season openers they've had.
I completely agree. I actually really liked this episode.
Yeah.
Not only just because, we're getting the toxin back with Scarecrow and stuff, actual freaking Scarecrow, that was great.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I was just so excited the moment I saw that kid, and I'm like, yes, oh my God, this is awesome. And It's not gonna be a one-off story arc. It's gonna be probably for a while, I would assume.
I mean, Jonathan Crane's, I guess we just get to this now. So
yeah.
The son of the originator of the fear toxin, Jonathan, who is still in Arkham, was still pretty crazy. He comes in he shows up as the fully fledged Scarecrow at the end of the episode. So he's here, and frankly, he's not going anywhere until Batman shows up anyway. So I think that's going to be really, really cool. Mm-hmm. We'll have our full-fledged villain team coming out because we have Mr. Freeze, we have kind of an up-and-coming Poison Ivy, we have the Penguin, we have a very cold Riddler, and now we got Scarecrow.
Yeah.
So the group is there. So, but anyway, the episode opens with Bruce playing Vigilante Man. I do appreciate that his hood was vaguely Batman-esque in the eye slits and
He had the regular hoodie hood, but then when you took it his actual mask, it did look very leathery, and it had details on the ridge, and you're saying the slits in the eyes and stuff. Yeah, that was. I like where they're going with that.
So he, stopped to stick up in an alleyway. Which why do people keep walking through alleyways in Gotham, and in general in the middle of the night? Please stop. No one even does that in Manhattan.
No.
It's just stupid. They're asking for trouble. But he finds he beats the crap out of the guys very handily, which, good on you, Brucey. But finds a license to commit crimes on a fellow. It's like, he's like, I have a license. It's like, well, congratulations. It's still illegal.
Yes, I don't care. I am Bruce.
Yeah, right. You're just getting pounded. But as we see, Ra's al Ghul is in the background creeping
up, yeah.
Yeah, so that may be hinting at the fact that he's still maybe training Bruce at some point with his super cool ninja skills, which would be fine with me. And then so following with this whole, this was a weird thing for me because it was giving away licenses to commit crimes, and it's oh, okay, so the mayor's in now. Oh, so the Penguin. So once it kind of got to where it was going, I was like, now it makes sense. But anyway, there's a lovely wedding ceremony where there is a band playing a lovely cover of Rick Astley's hit song, Beat It. No, it's Never Gonna Give You Up. Which, side note, I thought it was really funny because they were kind of playing it in a more of a rock version, which sounds like the way the Foo Fighters have been doing it with Rick Astley the last couple shows they've had.
Oh.
Which I was like, all right, yeah. As it turns out, I'm going completely off the rails here, but the Nirvana song Smells Like Teen Spirit and Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley arrangement-wise, line up perfectly. So the Foo Fighters have been playing the chord structure to Never Gonna Give You Up in the arrangement of Smells Like Teen Spirit with Rick Astley singing it, and it sounds really great.
Huh.
So go look it up, because they Rickrolled Japan once a couple months ago.
Okay.
Anyway, the lovely wedding gets held up, and the groomsman got told twice that his ring wasn't good enough, which I thought was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zaz is like, "Hey, what are you doing? You don't have a license. You can't
do this
stuff." Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh. So now we find out the criminals need a license to commit crimes, but these guys, they're nope.
Oh, they're rebelling.
When really, like, come on, how easy is this? Just get just go talk to Penguin, get the license, and come back.
Yep.
But their stupid pride got in the way, and then they got themselves into trouble.
Yep.
So we cut to Penguin with a new hairdo again. Always styling on that.
I was very on the fence with that hairdo. I did not.
It's kind of like an upward.
I mean, before it was like emo to the side. Now it's just like, like are you a cat that got spooked?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Kind of looked like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he, seems to be adjusting to his new life fairly well of not dealing with the Riddler.
Yeah.
And is basically negotiating with the mayor, which is weird, not having Mayor James there. That was really threw me off. Oh, I miss you, you bumbling idiot, but he's not the mayor anymore. But basically, the mayor's in on it, as is the current chief of police, Chief No Name, because I don't think
they mentioned it, no.
No. And basically, like, the GCPD is expected to cooperate with this.
Yeah, they're actually, like, they'd be, like, backup at this point, the way that Penguin is running his forces.
Pretty much. I mean, they're not allowed to arrest anyone who has a pass. And even Harvey was okay with this, which was, like, weird. Very weird.
I mean, he's following orders, I guess.
Yeah. And I guess, Gordon's not okay with it.
No.
Goody two-shoes. Except for when he's not. But anyway.
I mean, Gordon had morals at one point. They're all gone now.
Yeah, they're kind of ebb and flow of morals with him. I'm just, it's whatever at this point. Interestingly enough, he does kind of tug Harvey throughout the episode, and he's like, "Yeah, all right, we'll stop, So, yeah, it's interesting because, like, I just to mention real quick, the other guys in GCPD, like the no-name cops, are all pretty okay with it.
They're still getting paid for sitting on their butt doing nothing. I think that's the whole point. They don't have to lift a finger to prevent any crime right now, because, as Penguin said when he was talking to the mayor, he's reduced it by more than 50%.
Yeah, I mean, and that was just
it's like Gotham's the safest it's been in who knows how long.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
But even just control, I mean, because essentially what the Penguin system is it's a controlled amounts of crime.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess, I mean, they didn't really get into this, but I guess the logic is like, crime is going to happen regardless. Now we can almost essentially control the numbers and control what crimes are going to be committed, because they know ahead of time.
Yeah.
We find out that there is a ledger that's being kept, and, we know exactly, they know exactly, rather, who's going to do what. So it's an interesting twist on things, I think, because on face value, you're like, this is stupid. This plot's stupid. And then you think about it a little bit, and it's like, they can, to basically, like, probably a percentage point, can control the crime rate in Gotham now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is impressive.
It really is.
Unless you get guys
Like this group
Actually,
of
the name is written down here.
monkeys.
Grady Harris. Yes.
Yeah, he's the ringleader of this little group of like 4 guys.
Yeah. So they get it real quick in their head, like, aha, I know. We'll go to Arkham and we'll scoop up one of these crazies. And it's going to be a real good idea. So basically, they take Jonathan Crane, the son of, I forget his father's name, but whatever, who has been dealing with the effects of the fear toxin exposure for quite some time. Like, when did we last see him? Speaking of, do you remember?
I swear to God, it had to be the last end of season 1, or at least in the beginning of season 2. Like, I think it was that early in the series.
Yeah, it must have been, because definitely not season 3. That's for sure. So it's been a minute. So this poor kid's been sitting here suffering from the fear toxin for years. At this point. I mean, it's been a long time.
Because we had a little bit of a time jump, right? Between season 2 and 3?
There was like 6 months, I think, between each season.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like we always say, to account for the kids aging.
Mm-hmm.
So they take him and use him to create their own fear toxin. Mm-hmm. And they're, funny enough, using those stupid little like fumigation hoses to kind of spray.
I thought it was like a sprayer for like bug spray, or
that,
spraying for like weeds or something.
Yeah, right. Here's the Agent Orange. Ooh. Which is probably worse. Don't eat Agent Orange or DMT. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
It's not 1977, so you don't use that anymore. Anyway, so they rob a bank with the fear gas. It does what it's supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And then, now Gordon gets involved and basically follows their trail, I guess. Kind of goes to Arkham. Arkham director, of course, is corrupt.
Of course. I didn't like his face at all.
Okay. Is his mouth weird? Because his mouth looked weird, right?
He kind of, I don't know, I felt like it was crooked.
Yeah, it just.
I mean, he's crooked. He himself is crooked, but his mouth was as well. Like, it literally, I think it was slanted or something. I don't know.
I kind of want to go look up the actor later, because like I don't know if that's just his face or if that was like a prosthetic. Like I don't know, and I would feel really terrible if I was just making fun of someone for how they looked. But like,
it's true, yeah.
Sir, if you're watching, you're not. I apologize in advance, because maybe that's just your face.
I mean, it did add to the characters. So I mean, if it's a thing, I mean, good on you. Good casting.
Yeah, it made it more unsettling, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Gordon, does a heroic thing, goes to find them in their apartment, and he and Harvey get ambushed. And really, nothing comes of it. They really don't get much out of anything at that point. So their trail kind of goes cold. Not until at least later in the episode. Mm-hmm. I think my favorite part was when we get to see Selena again. Who's good with that whip.
Well, that's a thing with the later Catwoman. She's a master with the whip. So I think a lot of guys like her. It's just kind of the kink.
Yeah, it's like some weird BDSM thing. I mean, and that's cool. I'm not kink shaming or anything like that, but like, I'm pretty sure she's still like 16 or 17. So like.
Yeah.
Maybe don't.
But that scene where she's beating up the delinquents in the back alley was great. Like, she took out 6 of them. 6. So.
I mean, Tabitha even showed up. I mean, she didn't really even have to, but
no.
Jesus, that girl can handle herself.
Uh-huh.
So they've, I guess, been together. Not exactly living the high life, as we saw. Like, I mean, honestly, that apartment wasn't bad.
No. I've seen much worse.
If you were living in, I've seen worse in real life. So, the fact that Selena's complaining about it, I'm just like, girl, you got more than one room in that apartment. Like, you're doing okay.
You're also ordering pizza. Who gets that luxury?
Yeah. So,
Not many
I don't know.
people.
I don't know how bad off they really are, but whatever. But Zaz shows up here now, and now this is twice the Zaz, twice the fun, which I don't mind because it's kind of funny.
I love Zaz.
Yeah. Basically trying to broker a deal between them and the Penguin, kind of a truce. Basically, Penguin will give them a license. They just have to show up to the Iceberg Lounge, his new club. Ha ha ha. It's from the comics, guys. It's a thing. It's real. As kind of a showing of good faith. Tabitha doesn't want to do it because she hates the Penguin. Selena's kind of like, you promised we'd, like, rise up. We'd, like, kind of move up through the ranks here, and we're eating pizza at 11:30 at night. Like, can we do something about this? So,
yeah.
Spoiler, they end up going to the party.
Mm-hmm.
Duh. Because that's where the plot went. So, anyway, this is kind of where, and to be good, fair to the show writers here, they kind of brought everyone together at the Iceberg Lounge this episode. Like, basically every plot line came here, and I really appreciated that for a season opener. They were not jumping around so much.
Nope.
So that was really cool. We all kind of converged here. So Penguin, like, opens the Iceberg Lounge, which I didn't quite see, like, because in the other Batman stories, the Iceberg Lounge is also a casino, and I didn't see any gambling going on. I don't know if you did. I didn't see any card tables or anything.
It did seem like just like a bar and like floor, and you could sit places. I mean, who's to say like maybe the casino's upstairs or downstairs? We don't know yet. We honestly didn't get to see a lot of the lounge, so once we got there, the story did kind of escalate quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking maybe like later on he'll be like, oh, by the way, now it's a casino. Because, I mean, who knows? Like, maybe even gambling's not legal in Gotham, and he's going to push the mayor for that. And so
maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, I don't think he can in this condition, but maybe down the line.
Yeah. I mean, and we did have a brief scene before the party started of Penguin kind of still talking to Ice Cube Nigma.
Yeah.
And poor Ivy just walks in on that.
It's like he's talking himself up to a frozen man, and Ivy walks in to question why he's talking to a frozen man. He tells her to get the hell out. It's like, he obviously doesn't appreciate me.
Nope. Gee, I wonder what I'll do about that later. So clearly his mental stability has not increased by putting him on ice. So basically he makes up a story that the Riddler has some kind of brain disease, and freezing him and putting him in the middle of the club was his wish. Sure. Okay. And so, Bruce is at this party as well, which was cool because Bruce and Alfred got to go have a night on the town.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess this was like a big movers and shakers of Gotham kind of party, so it makes sense that they were there. So basically, he's starting to kind of plays the part of Bruce Wayne really well for once, and like is actually pretty slick with Penguin, I thought, right?
Oh yeah, he was definitely, asking the right questions to make Penguin kind of reveal what he's up to. Yeah.
And he even like, to the point where Penguin's like, well, Bruce starts asking directly about these licenses.
Mm-hmm.
And, he smooth talks to like, hey, these licenses existed when I was a kid. My parents would still be alive. And I was even like, damn, well done. Well played. Because that just got Penguin like, oh, no, he's legit.
He's totally with me.
Yeah.
He's on this. Yeah.
So basically, Bruce, I like that we're seeing him develop into, a proto-Batman thing. Mm-hmm. But I also do appreciate that, like, he's also started to develop into his like very charismatic and self-assured, Bruce Wayne persona.
Yeah.
So that was like really cool to see. And also, he's doing his disappearing act already, because he went to go visit Gordon at the GCPD. He's like, I didn't hear you come in there, kid.
Oh my god, that was hilarious because he just all of a sudden he's gone and Gordon's just like, huh. And this
Yeah.
he just accepts it like whatever. It was hilarious.
Dinner would be nice. How about tonight? Oh.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, I guess. So maybe he doesn't need the ninja training from
Maybe
Ra's al
not.
Ghul. I don't know. But anyway, and basically Gordon and kind of Penguin get involved with one another as well, because Gordon lets him know, like, hey, BT Dubs, like, these dudes are showing up at your club.
Mm-hmm.
We can work together here and get them. They basically want to call, Gordon wants to set up an ambush with the GCPD, and, which is a great idea.
It is.
So he basically gets Penguin to call them out so that the way they do show up to the club. But fortunately, Gordon draws the ire of some of his fellow police officers who,
Beat
like you
the
said,
hell out of him.
yeah, they kind of wanted to keep their desk job going.
Yeah.
So
they don't want to be lifting doing the heavy lifting anymore. It's just becoming what they're doing right now is way too alluring.
Yeah.
Easy money.
I mean, do you think this is kind of the impetus for Gordon to kind of rise through the ranks?
I feel like it is. Because he became commissioner pretty early in the Batman's lifetime, correct?
Yeah. If we go by the year one storyline, they brought that he became commissioner around the same time, Bruce becomes real Batman.
Okay. So we're to assume it's going to be within maybe by the end of the season or next season.
That's what I'm thinking, because it doesn't seem like this license thing is really going away this season. Like, this is probably going to be the thing for the first half of the season, or the first chunk, however they break it up.
Yeah.
So that would give Gordon an excuse to, at least, if Harvey may or may not want to be captain anymore, he might just want to go back to being a detective and give Gordon the spot, and then that would give Gordon a reason to kind of keep moving up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That would, I think that if that's true, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah. I want to see him have more of a push as far as not like power, but like maybe it is a power thing. I don't know. I think it's just more or less like his word will stand more for the other people, like the other officers in GCPD, because right now they're just basically just playing tennis whenever they want.
Pretty much. I mean, it would give him, he has such strong opinions on where and how the GCPD should act. It would actually give those opinions and ideas teeth.
Yes, exactly.
Should he, and I think he might see that soon of like, oh, if I actually want to change this place, if I want to change the GCPD and Gotham by extension, he has to do it. He has to become commissioner. So, planting seeds. I dig it. That's why I like this
hopefully
episode.
We see more of Harvey Dent then as well, if that's the case.
I agree with you on the condition that they back off on the whole, like, I'm kind of two-facey already thing.
True. He needs to be kind of a normal person before he becomes a crazy person.
I would appreciate that if they were less heavy-handed with him.
Yeah.
I
think that's why they kind of only threw him in every once in a while. Like, not even once in a while, like once a season.
Yeah, you're right. We really haven't seen a lot of him, and that's fine, because we know his story. It's just a matter of when, basically, which may not even happen until like Batman actually shows up, because and a lot of the tellings, this happens when Harvey is actually running for mayor.
Oh.
Which, again, I mean, I guess technically it could happen if this mayor is exposed for his corruption. There could be like another election, and Harvey could be running, but I don't know. That again, someone's gonna have
speculation.
Yeah, someone's gonna have to rise up and change this crap. So it's either him or Bruce, Jim.
Yeah.
But anyway, so while this is all going on, Bruce eyeballs his lady. And they go up and talk on the roof.
I feel like his hormones are doing more talking than his actual brains right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, for him to be a little bit more forward with her and, you know, actually like not hesitate with what he has to say is it's nice. It's nice to see. It's showing that he's growing. Definitely. He's changing.
Yeah. He apologized for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, good, thank you. That was much needed because you did snap at her for no reason.
Yep.
Which I really appreciated. And you know, they kind of had a very, you know, Selena wasn't super friendly with him, but she's kind of like, you know, that's kind of how Batman and Catwoman are. They kind of like bounce back and forth with each other, become like, you know, become close, not so close, close, not so close. You know, so I don't know. I think if they're not going to be like enemies, I don't think.
No, I like how Red Bandit in chat says, I thought it was funny when Alfred said, why can't they just go to the movies like normal teenagers? Which is, yes, Alfred, yes, but you know they're not normal.
No.
So you can't even, you're not normal anymore, so you shush.
No, I mean, you're basically letting this kid be a vigilante.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. I'm glad they had their little moment to talk. So anyway, to move the plot along of the show, the Grady gang shows up, and they sneak in through the kitchen. And that was, I guess, an idea. And break into the club, but obviously Penguin is ready for this and ambushes them. And, you know, basically, the whole thing gets kiboshed until, Ivy cuts the power off the main breaker and gives these guys an opening.
Yep.
And Bruce, I'm sorry. So basically, Bruce is just to go back for 1 second. So Bruce basically is like kind of teetering on the edge of like, okay, do I need to be in my like, do I need to dress like, is it action time or is it Bruce Wayne time? It's like, and I really, really appreciated this in the show too, which like even Batman still has to learn. It's like, when is it time to be Bruce Wayne and when is it time to be Batman?
Yeah.
And this time it was to be Bruce Wayne. You know, like convince the Penguin to turn these people over. Which didn't work anyway, but it was a good effort. I appreciated it. Yeah. It was just cool because in the well, I'm sure maybe the people in chat or whoever's watching, you guys are familiar with the Batman Telltale games that have been coming out like recently. Like the second one just came out a month or two ago. But there are some portions of the game where you can choose to approach a situation as Bruce Wayne or Batman, and they have very different consequences.
Yeah. So
it's kind of cool that they're doing that here. I really like that. But anyway, all hell breaks loose. Fear toxin everywhere. Lions, tigers, bear. Oh my. Anyway, so we get sprayed with the fear toxin.
Oh my gosh.
And boy, did he have a vision.
His worst fear is the Riddler. That's how, I mean, is that how the toxin always worked? Like, it's your worst fear or just
usually,
you know, just the scary things?
It usually preys upon your worst fear and will like amplify it. But like, it also can be contextual. So like, you know, that's why it's good for the Scarecrow, because like at that moment he probably is the top fear on your mind because he's so scary looking in general. So yeah, it was definitely good to show that he's definitely not over the whole Riddler thing and probably won't ever be. So we see him like groveling, like trying to get inside of Jim's jacket for safety, and it's like
Jim's just headline. Standing there like
stop.
It's like when you don't know what to do when a dog is humping your leg. You just stand there and stare for a while, like,
you just make your like, whoa, I'm not doing this. Whoa, hey, okay. You finish up there, buddy.
That was his face. Like, he didn't know what to do, but he was disgusted at the same time. Like, oh, man.
It's kind of the same reaction when he punched, Jerome's face off that one time last season. It's kind of like what?
Yeah.
Oh. So, anyway, that happened. And then we see Bruce bust into the bookkeeper, as we mentioned before, who's giving out these crime passes, Mr. Penn. So Bruce basically is like, give me the damn ledger. We won't have a problem. Now, Bruce can basically stop crimes before they're committed. At least he thinks, until he bumbles it up. He tries to stop a crime, and I think it was in like an art museum. I couldn't really tell where they were.
I couldn't
like
really
a
tell.
museum or a bank or whatever. Anyway, he's on the roof and he's looking down to the window like, oh boy, criminals, I could stop them. And then he falls through the skylight, and then the cops come, and then he's standing there in a mask with the alarm going off.
Yep.
So that's going to go really well.
My question is, why were the GCPD there if these guys probably had licenses?
That's what I was thinking too. Like, do they not have the ledger? Like, do they not know? And then, like, when they get there, they have to be like, look, pass. Because that seems like a weird system.
It does. I feel like, you know, because Penguin would know what's going on. So if it's crime that's not happening, he'd still know that it's not, that it's happening, and he'd act upon it, and he'd punish the guilty. It is a weird system, and I think it needs a little bit more explaining, please.
Yeah, definitely, because it's unclear, like, because, well, all right, no, they must have they had a pass because they were in the ledger, right? So
Yeah.
it's either the cops didn't know, or maybe Gordon had a bigger effect on them than we thought. I don't know. We'll find out. Who knows? But the last thing we see is what we mentioned first, is that Jonathan Crane, after being locked in a small room with that big, scary scarecrow thing.
Just something they stole out of some farmer's field.
Yeah. Became what he fears the most. So he is the scarecrow, and he has
the mechanisms,
he has
and
this thing. Oh my god, guys!
I was so excited. I was like jumping in my chair. I was going like this. I'm so happy.
It's gonna be awesome, and I'm really glad it's him and not like his father. But, I mean, obviously his father's dead, but his father was way less cool. Because this is a person. Because like now, like this is the scarecrow who's like conquered fear, basically. Like he is fear now. And I would love to see Jim get sprayed with it. Fear gas, just to see what happens. What would he see? Would he see his ghosts of ex-girlfriends past? I don't know.
That's a lot of girlfriends.
Yeah.
They did mention that Barbara's been missing too.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. So she might be out for a little while this season. Also, no Butch yet, who we found out is actually just Solomon Grundy.
Yep.
So there's that too. Oh, Silas Gold. Sorry. But he's Solomon Grundy. He can't die. So he'll be back. And I'm sure Barbara will be back. And that's going to be cool too. But anyway, I actually don't have any information for next episode. I should have probably done that ahead of time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Season 4, episode 2. See, we're professional, you guys.
Well, to be fair, our main hosty guy isn't here, so.
Well, yeah. Speaking of, Dom will be back eventually.
He will be back.
So the next episode is actually called the Fear Reaper, not Fear the Reaper. Sorry, it was almost the oyster cult, but it's not.
No.
So this seems like it's going to be just like the Jonathan Crane episode, which I'm really down with. It basically just says Gordon attempts to bring Jonathan Crane to prove that GCPD is still powerful. Selena and Tabitha must consider risks that come. That come with joining Barbara in the weapons business. Hey, guess what?
We get Barbara back. She's here. She's there. She's everywhere.
I wish I didn't spoil that in the teaser, but whatever. It's cool. So, yeah, that'll be that. And hopefully Dom will be back with us next time. This was just kind of a one-off thing, so he'll be back to host and, make this job look easy. So, do you have anything else, or?
No, this episode was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Like you were mentioning, it didn't really do a lot of jumping around, which, Gotham's kind of guilty of. So this was a nice change.
Yeah, I appreciated it. And,
Mm-hmm.
They pulled off an entire episode without a damsel in distress. So good on you. Keep it up.
True.
Jim don't need no girl. But anyway, I think that is our show for tonight. So, Nikki, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYVEN124.
Do that. And you can find me at No More on Twitter. You can find all of us on Twitter at ASOTV Podcast. Probably the best place to follow us, not going to lie. You can also find us on MySpace, because we have a MySpace. We don't have a MySpace. Gmail, Google+, Facebook, all that crap. You know where to find us, guys. You can find us here on YouTube, because if you're not watching it on YouTube, where the hell are you watching it?
From
on Space YouTube? Space
YouTube?
And if you're watching this live, up next will be the coverage of the new Star Trek show. Yeah. So stay tuned for that if you're watching live. If not, it will be up on the VOD soon. And I think that's everything, guys. So we'll see you next week. Toodles.
Later, Gators.